Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, my name is Veerle. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine.
Yeah. I'm really interested in the use of communication within the field of coaching and training. So thank you for making time for me and for the interview. I really appreciate this.
That's my pleasure.
The interview is for a school assignment, so only my teacher will see this. Is it okay if you're being filmed? Are you okay with that?
Yes, that's fine.
I'm going to ask you some questions about your job as a coach/trainer and your experiences with this. I think there are 18 questions, and I think it will take 20 minutes, but that depends on how you will answer my questions.
Okay, we will see. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay, great. So, question one: why did you choose to work within the field of communication? What appealed to you?
Okay. My interest for communication was there since I was about 20, and for me communication has everything to do with to connect people, to realize more understanding, and that's what my interest is. Yeah.
Okay, and I saw that you are a coach and a trainer, but what is the difference between coaching and training?
Ooh. Difficult to say that in a short time. Okay, I will try to do
No,
it in a few lines.
You can explain it, it's okay.
In a short way, in my job as a trainer, most of the time I work with a whole group of people, for example, in companies. And in coaching, most of the time it's one person to another person situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what are the most common problems with communication and how do you solve these?
Okay. In the companies, I do a lot of work in big companies in Holland. The main issue, what I'm dealing with in the training, is that people don't check with each other. They fill in for the other person almost the whole day. So many on all kind of levels, on all kind of different work situations. He will do that, or I assume that he understands me, but they don't check.
Okay.
So a lot of problems start there.
Okay. Yeah. So they don't function then.
No, then most of the time the apartments don't function well because they don't work with each other.
Yeah.
Many times they work against or beside each other. And there's a lot of misunderstanding between people and departments in the companies.
Okay. So if you coach a company, do you coach just one team of the company or like the whole company? Because
the whole company.
Yeah, the whole company.
The whole company, and then I'm working on different levels of the organization, but always with the direction and the managers and from the top to the down the floor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was interested to know if a company approaches you, is it like a team decision or a company decision from we want to have the coach, or is it more like one of the directors is saying we will get a coach and the employees don't have anything to say in that?
Yeah.
Or
most of the times it is a decision of the direction or the management team of the company, and of course there has been some communication in the company that a trainer, they say my name, will come and they will set out the goal in the company, and there is some communication with the employees. I also received an from a management team from a very big company. I've been working with them the last year, and they will take over the company. So the whole team asked me, will you please learn us more management skills? Okay. But many times it's not really a surprise that I'm coming, but it is most of the time one decision from the direction.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And if you coach a company, do they get individual training as well, or is it only like a group session?
No. Also,
individual training.
Yeah, most of the time also individual.
Okay.
Yeah, but depends on the situation.
Okay.
Sometimes a certain, some persons, there's some friction in cooperation, and then I will take them in one-to-one session.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you also coach individuals. With what kind of problems do they come to you?
For a couple of years, I did coach work on personal development, so they came with personal problems, and now.
Okay, so the camera was it stopped recording, so we have to do a part of the interview again.
That's fine. We have been practicing.
Yeah. So we're at questions number 6. With what kind of problems do individuals come to you?
For many years I did some coaching on a personal level, so they came with problems out of their personal life. And at the moment in business, the frame is business, because I do a lot of coach work in companies, and then the problems or questions they come with are most of the time balance between private and work life. Time management. Many times they don't have an overview over the work schedule, and many times it has to do with coaching on special skills they need for the job.
Okay. Yeah. So is there a general procedure? What is your first step when you start coaching a new person or a group?
First, it all has to do about to get to know each other and to get a click. That's important for safety and to facilitate a good, safe atmosphere. So I always start with an intake conversation to get to know each other, and after that immediately with the manager, so to organize short lines. So the manager, the coachee, and I can set up clear goals immediately. Yeah.
And do you have different methods for different kind of clients?
Yes.
And how do you pick the right strategy?
I have different strategies because I did different educations for coaching. It all has to do about really good watching and listening to the person in front of me, like, okay, what fits, which methods fits with this person. So to ask a lot of experience, good listening, good watching, and sometimes I let them choose. What do you prefer?
Yeah.
And sometimes I try something and it doesn't work. I'm glad it's not so much, not so many times. Most of the time it works. I can feel clear about, okay, this is the right method. And it's nice to have different strategies or different methods. Yes, because I can choose different things to motivate them or to reach the goals for coaching.
Yeah. And if you coach a group or a team, then, for example, maybe 12 people, some of the methods may appeal to some people in the group, and some others think, what are we doing? How do you handle those situations?
Then as a trainer, it's really important to involve the whole group in the situation where I am more focused on one or two persons.
Yeah.
So then it's really important to have this, it's almost a clear movement, like, okay, what you hear with this person or those two persons, please listen, because then you can search out for yourself, is it different for me, is it the same for me? So then immediately to involve the whole group with this. And it's also good because they get aware about that we all are we are individuals. We have our own view of the world, and they get more aware of that in a group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you train a group and then you train some of those individuals from the group, because you mentioned they also get individual training.
Yeah.
What are the differences between those two? How do you handle those two situations? Because I think you approach a group different than you approach an individual.
Of course, when I approach a whole group, I have to be aware of all the different individuals. So there, it's finding the balance between approach them as a group and also be aware they are all individuals and make them aware of that. And in a private individual coaching, it's easier to facilitate a safe atmosphere, and it's in that situation it's sooner possible to give some feedback.
Yeah. Okay. And did you have clients who were not motivated to improve their communication skills?
Yeah, because sometimes the manager has sent them, and then it's important. In my way of working, I put it open. I lay it open. Like, okay, you are sent. How is that for you? Okay, it must be difficult to sit here. And I guess you are thinking now, I wish I was sitting behind my desk.
Yeah.
But you are here. So I will take my responsibility to have a nice coach session and to be aware of what you like to learn. And what are you going to do? What will you do to make the best of this situation? Because you are here for 1.5 hours. So it's your time. So that's,
Yeah. And how long do you coach a company?
Yeah, it depends. With the management team who will take over the company, I've been working there for almost a year. So for a couple of months, half a year, and it's a really nice time and important for training, because of course I also give trainings, maybe 2 training sessions in a company, but to be there longer, it's more effective.
Yeah.
Because you can repeat more, to get aware of more of the patterns of the team. Yeah.
And the individuals who come to you, how long will you coach them?
Most of the time 8 sessions with evaluation, intake, and a last meeting with the manager.
And on your website I saw that when a person finished a training or a coaching process, you give them exercises they can do at home. What kind of exercises are that?
I give it at the end and also in between the sessions, because most of the time the sessions are every 2 weeks. And as a trainer and from all the education and my experience, I know how the brain and the body is working, and it has all to do about repeat. So you make stronger, bigger roads in the brain. So I send small movies from YouTube. I send an app or an email message that are you still aware of catching yourself in the moment? So, for example, when somebody is used to lean to the other person all the time and saying yes, and forget his own work schedule, for example, then I give him or her some homework. Catch yourself in the moment. Where is it good to say yes, and where is it good to say no? To set your border.
And I also saw that you studied masculinity and femininity, and I'm currently working on that in school. So how do you notice that in your field of expertise?
In the workshop I have been giving, I work with a game, masculine feminine game, and then it has all to do with cards and the different skills. And then people, many times it's a kind of a confrontation for different people in the group, like women who used to work in a man company, and they realized, oh, I really lost some of my own feminine skills, so they can find the balance more back. And in a company with the teams, I'm working on, okay, where's the focus from the team? Is it on reaching goals and going forwards and thinking about what's in it for us or for me? Or is there some balance in take a break, find space for creativity, and can you also listen, receive?
Yeah. So you also answered my next question, and it was how do you use it during coaching and training? So do you, on your website, yes, I stopped your website, you said that you focus on points with clients, such as the power of thinking and feeling and the difference between wishing and creating. And how do you use that in your personal life?
It's a main issue in my life, because as an NLP coach, I learned that communication has all to do about your senses. And after studying the quantum theory last couple of years, I realized that communication is much bigger. We communicate with our whole body, our whole cells, and there's a whole energy system around us. I'm a very practical trainer with my both feet on the ground, so I use it in a really practical way. Like, okay, you can wish, and you can wish for the whole year. Behind your kitchen table, it's more passive. Like, I wish I had more work. To a creative attitude is more active. What kind of work do I like? Where do I have the most feeling with? What kind of clients do I want? Age? What kind of interest do they need? It's a more active attitude. So I like to make people aware of that, to give them a kind of a treasure for life, that they can influence their own lives.
Now it must be difficult to alter the wishing and creating thing, because I assume that most people, they're like, oh, I wish for this, but to transform that into creating, I think that's really difficult. And how do you try to do that?
Yeah, it asks more own responsibility to be have a creative attitude.
And are most people successful in the change?
It's different. I noticed that our patterns and behavior is strong. It really pulls like the patterns from the history. So it really takes time and a lot of new consciousness to move over to a more creative attitude.
Okay, thank you. That was the interview again.
You're welcome.
Time.
It was nice again.
I've learned a lot, and thank you. And I will write everything down, and I'm going to analyze everything, and then I will send it to my teacher. So only my teacher will see this. And,
that's fine.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. It's nice to do.
Yeah.